So last time we went over the first two tips, the first one being white fingertips, so getting used to that pressure, the amount of pressure in your hands and on your fingers when you're upside down in a handstand. The second one was using the wall to figure out your preferences and the basic steps it takes to, getting comfortable in your stance before you even kick up. So hopefully by now you've kicked up quite a few times, gotten used to the amount of force it takes to get up there, what it feels like to get those hips over the shoulders, and about how far apart you like your hands, what your kicking leg is, all that good stuff. So hopefully you've practiced that a few times, because now we're going to start using the wall in a different way. Now if you are not comfortable with those things, the first few tips, feel free to go back and work on them at your own pace. I spent weeks just on every single one of these tips, so just because I'm posting them frequently doesn't mean you have to follow along that fast. Spend more time on the tips, build more strength, be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, I don't recommend you moving on, because you want to feel good, you want to have that strength, you want to be comfortable doing something, and you definitely don't want to get hurt. So spend as long as you need to on those tips. So if you are comfortable with where you are and you feel like you've practiced a lot, we're going to start using the wall in a different way. We're actually going to face the opposite direction and kind of get the feeling of what it's like to balance in a handstand and the amount of work that it takes with your hands to balance. So I'm going to give you two options. If you're not comfortable with the first way, there's another way to kind of feel balance while also using the wall for support. But the first one we're going to do is we're going to face this way and walk our legs up and kind of find balance in a split. So first I want to show you about what it looks like when you're balancing with your hands. So of course your hands are going to be planted on the ground, fingers spread, and your shoulders are going to be above them, so you're going to have those white fingertips. But you're going to curl your fingers more than just leave them straight. So imagine it as a battle pushing between your palms and your fingers. So you're balancing, moving yourself back and forth, finding that balance, crunching, curling those fingers, pushing against the palms. And you'll understand what that feels like and looks like as we practice it more. Okay, so the first option is facing this way, walking up against the wall. You want to start planting your hands pretty far away, a few feet away from the wall, so that you have room to walk up there. If you're not comfortable walking up there, someone can help you, or I can show you the second option after. Okay, so you're going to plant your hands, go ahead and walk up the wall. Okay, so then you're going to walk your feet down until your hips are over your shoulders. And then once they're there, you're going to take one leg, go into a split. Okay, this whole time you need to be breathing, pushing down into your palms. We're just going to barely kick off the wall with our toe, come right back. Just slowly get it, and you'll feel the pressure in your hands. Curl those fingers, push down into the fingertips and the palms. If you find that balance, breathe, breathe, push, push, come back if you need to. Just keep practicing that. Find that balance. And always breathe. So that's the first option. Just hanging up there, pushing off slowly with your toe, just very gently. You don't want to send yourself over, you just want to find that balance and use your hands to kind of understand what that looks like. So that's the first option. If you're not comfortable with that and you didn't even try it because it didn't look like something you were comfortable with, that's okay. There's other ways to do it. We're going to kick up using the wall the same way we did for tip 2, figuring out our basics. So this time we're just going to be farther away from the wall. And the thought process there is the wall's there to catch us if we need it, if we go too far, the same way it was for the splits I just did. But we're not kicking up onto it. We're trying to find that balance before we get to the wall. And if we have to touch the wall and push ourselves off of it slowly, that's fine. So basically you're doing the same thing I just did, but you're doing it the opposite way. So if you're more comfortable with that, feel free to try both, figure out which one you like better. So you're also going to start farther away from the wall, but you want to stay close enough that when your leg goes over, you still have room to touch it. So a few feet away, spread those hands, spread those fingers, Get in your comfortable stance, shoulders over your hands, white fingertips. Now there are a couple ways that you can kick up and try to find balance. The first one is an L-shaped handstand, which looks like this. Your leg is going to kick up straight, and your other one's going to go out horizontally. So that's a way to find it. And then again, if you kick a little too hard, you go over. All you have to do is just kick off of it, find that balance, use it. And come slowly down. So you can do L-shaped handstand like that. You can do the splits like I did on the other side. You just probably want to give yourself a little more room. Shoulders over hands, kick gently into a split. And then again, if you need to, you go too far, get that wall, use that toe. So just practicing that and feeling what it's like to balance using your hands is really going to help you a lot. So just keep kicking up. Another way, if L or splits just don't feel right to you, is hugging your knee into your body, into your chest. Oh, hi, little helper. You might want to move. So you're going to do that same distance away, maybe a little closer. Spread those fingertips. Get in your stance. Your leg is going to kick up almost straight above you. And then you're going to hug the knee of your base leg into your chest. So it's going to look like this. Shoulders over hands, white fingertips. Breathe. Kick. And then if you go over, find it. Kick off gently. Find that balance. Kick off gently. So now you're relying mostly on your core, your strength, your hands to find the balance and not the wall, but the wall is still there to help you. So work on this for a little bit, as long as it takes, weeks, however long till you get comfortable and you're finding balance. And then we'll move on.